I'm not going on yet. I'm on. All right. I really lost my voice. Where is my earpiece?
Good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Thanks.
How's it going, Councilwoman?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Good, good.
Hey,
What's
how
up?
are you?
Okay.
All right, test 1, 2.
Okay. I'm going to be hosting this meeting, so y'all bear with me today.
All right. How you doing, Kelly?
Hi. What's happening?
How you doing?
Friday, ready for the weekend.
I know it's a 3-day weekend too.
Hooray.
Wow.
Forgot
Thank you
about
for,
that.
thank
That
you for
is-
reminding me of
I
that.
know, I forgot. I know. I love this random day.
Yes.
Oh,
I take any random day.
I know that's right.
Don't care what
For
it's
real.
for.
Councilwoman Oliver, you have a quorum, so you can start when you're ready.
okay. Thank you. Okay, Councilwoman Zanthia Oliver, the Vice Chair of the Cable, Video, Telecommunications, CBT Commission. I'd like to do the introduction and roll call for committee members, please. Start with anybody, whoever wants to start.
City Auditor Terence.
It didn't do it. Linda Gray, First District Councilwoman.
Kelly Williams, Commissioner of Public Works.
Marchelle Basnight with council staff.
Yes, I want to put it on.
Okay, y'all continue. Is that it?
Madam Chair, that's all of your commissioners that are present.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to adopt the minutes from June the 5th, 2020 meeting.
So adopted.
Second,
So moved. Next, we have new business. Let me see here. Yeah, next we have new business on the agenda. First, we'd like to start with the update report from WITN Channel 22 regarding the station's program. Who's here to speak in regards to that?
That'd be Wendell and myself.
How you doing, Wendell? You can go ahead and begin.
It's Paul. How are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, you said Wendell and myself.
Well, you know, it's
I'm sorry.
we
Paul.
usually get mixed up. I understand.
I'm sorry. You can
No
go-
problem at all.
Thank you. You can start whenever.
Okay. Just a few of the updates. We actually are going to start with kind of just the COVID period. Right before COVID happened, we came up with a system that was copied by the city as a whole and other municipalities who reached out to our station on how we were doing our meetings, because we were able to figure out how to allow public participation. And we found out that that was part of the governor's proclamation authorizing public bodies to meet electronically. So we're to be able to have full live coverage of all council meetings and committee meetings. That was something that I like to give the credit to the station, but it's actually more Wendell than anybody else. And from there, we partnered with Newcastle County, and we helped them build the ability to stream their meetings live. From the initial planning, the design, and build to retrofit their current committee room. And we turned it into a media-friendly space. We also had to deal with the logistics of finding a system that will allow them to stream their meetings live to the county, so to the county TV station. Unfortunately, due to COVID, county meetings were or are still being conducted like our council meetings are, but once both councils are back in the building, we are ready to go. Just a couple updates on the new shows. One's brand new. The other one is kind of just moved. How can I say it was moved online? But one's called Up with India. It has two components to it, which complement each other. So it's a local story. Well, how can I put this? The subject is it deals with local stories or news that affects Wilmington. And then we expand upon certain stories with a more in-depth interview. And we pride ourselves on being, a very straight news station. What that means is, no extra commentary, opinions, or sensationalism. We make sure to fact check and use a multi-source approach. And, we feel like we had a void left by WHYY Delaware, and that is the vein in which we present the news. So, Up with India, it's India Williams, obviously, and it's a daily weekday show, which is something that we've never done before. So that's Monday through Friday, daily in the morning. It's a news update program focused on Wilmington and topics that affect all of us, all the residents, and our communities. She had on last week and a couple of weeks before Dr. Donald Morton. I'm butchering names now. Mm-hmm. Dr. Donald Morton from the Remand Project. We also had an honor roll student from Howard High School of Technology, who was nominated for the Congress of Future Medical Leader. It's Taro Mabel Pearson. We also had on Miss Teen Delaware, but it was a nice way of trying to bring in more community and try to have more local news, local centric news. Then we have In Focus, which we used to have from our studio. And now now we have an online version of it. It's not a new show, but it's in a new form. The show looks at a more conversational interview format, and it's a more in-depth look into locals that are making a difference, community interests, important work by organizations and individuals that help serve Wilmingtonians. So we had Michelle Taylor from United Way, Lataki Oliver, The Sold Firm, Levant Dorsey, a mental health counselor. And with both of these shows, we made a conscious effort to truly reach out and expand our coverage and engagement with the community. Though still new, the response has been positive, and that's been backed by the increased viewership. Lastly, for the show's 22 News, which basically is more of a documentary style news program, but we started going live. We were able to go to Billy Live, and we've been doing the governor's updates every Tuesday. So we've been going to them, actually shooting that live. We also covered live local events like the Pan-African flag raising, Margaret Rose Henry Bridge, the dedication, a couple of Attorney General press conferences. Also, there was a flag dedication at the Dravo Plaza River Dock. And our 22 News coverage has expanded. I mean, with all the COVID stories and Biden being in town, it's been nonstop, but we're still covering the local news. It's still from a local angle. And Wendell's going to tell you about two more things, and that's it.
Okay. First, I just want to touch on our Studio B project that is officially on the way. And if the control room can pull up the photos. So we're starting the project as we speak. We put up the lighting grid. The target date for completion is going to be by end of year. There's also another project going on in that space dealing with our HVAC system. So that is that is influencing our timetable as far as completion. But we're finally at a point where you can actually see the progress happening. And we are really excited about this space coming up. It's been a long time coming. You know, we're first talking about this in 2018, I believe, and I'm just glad that we're here.
Can I ask a question, Wendell?
Yes.
Is this I may have missed this part. Is this is now going to function as the studio for a variety of programs? Yes.
Okay. Yes, this would be a studio space. We still have our what we call Studio A space, where we're currently pre-COVID we were filming in focus in that studio space. Yeah. We'll still have that as well, but as you can see, it's you know, with the panoramic view of Freedom Plaza. Yeah. You can't beat that. No. So yeah, we're really excited about this space.
Very nice. That looks really nice. And that's the light grid going up, everything. Very nice.
Thank you.
And actually have two more items after that. There's also we have been partnering, or we have developed a partnership with Newcastle County to broadcast their meetings. Obviously, due to COVID, they're not holding their meetings in the chambers at the moment, so they're doing their meetings on Zoom as well. But once meetings are being held back into the chambers. We're ready to go to be able to stream their meetings live to the county. And I'm just going to touch on some of our social media numbers. So I'm just going to talk about the numbers in two different perspectives. One pre-COVID and now during COVID. So our Facebook numbers as of February 2020, we were at 35, a little over 3,500 followers. That has now increased as of October. We're at 5,232 followers. So it's close to a 1,500 follower increase there. In addition to that, our YouTube has grown tremendously. Just to give you a perspective here, we were at about 830,000 views in February. We have since almost doubled that from February to October. We're at over 1.5 million views of our content, and this is a total content or total views through the duration of our account. Our YouTube count was pretty dormant, but it has picked up since we've transitioned to the COVID environment.
Hey, Wendell, do you know what what's driving your increases? What type of programming it is that's pulling more people in? Have you been able to track that?
I don't have that on hand.
But you can look at it and see, right? I mean, you can figure it.
Yeah, I can get that to you.
I'm just curious because when we track social media too, it's funny if you put something on social media where you're asking a question of someone and it prompts their participation, then that brings in more views and more interaction, if you will. I'm just curious on the television side how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I can give you a more in-depth explanation once I talk to our social media coordinator.
That's fine. Who is your social media coordinator?
Saquon Stimson.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Good. Saquon does a nice job.
Yeah. And I mean, just on a high level perspective, our increased live content with us going out into the field, we do get quite a bit of viewership, right, in addition to our new virtual shows with Up with India and In Focus. Right. So that's kind of driving our Facebook content, as well with the YouTube. Again, on a high level perspective, we are broadcasting the council meetings on YouTube as well. So that could also be a driver.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, I'll give you a more detailed.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do have new content coming every single day, which we found that really drives. So if we have the news program, so if we have the news program every morning, right, people know they can go and check it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And it's always brand new. So that really has been driving traffic and bringing new people in. That's really been helpful.
Yeah, great. Good.
No, excuse me. I wanted to say, I think the city council meetings is really attracting a lot of people.
Of course.
Don't leave us
leave that out.
Don't leave us out.
Yeah,
Let me ask a question. When do you think we'll get back into chambers? Paul or Wendell, when do you think we'll go back into chambers?
Linda,
That's not our call.
yeah, I wish
Madam Chair, as of right now, the building is still closed to the public. So that's the reason we're not using chambers. That's the reason we're still having the virtual meetings is because of that. So whenever something changes with that, that's when decisions will be made about, coming back into the chambers, having our meetings the way we normally do. So that's the reason everything is still virtual.
I don't think
Waiting for the governor?
I don't think we're going to be back, council member, until I don't think we won't be back until sometime next year.
Yeah, but I mean, January is not that far away. I don't know if you're talking about
I
June,
don't
July.
think January. No, I think you're probably February, March, April, May, somewhere around there. I mean, as soon as there's a vaccine and it's safe for people to actually be near each other, that's when things will start to return to normal.
I'll be off council by then.
Okay, let's, thank you. Thanks a lot. Could you finish up so we can keep moving?
Madam Chair.
Someone has another meeting. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Just one quick thing. I do want to touch on this, but also back in June, we did broadcast the virtual Clifford Brown Jazz Festival on our station for that weekend, and that was a huge hit as well. I just wanted to bring that up.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. I thought that Clifford Brown virtue was very good. I thought that attracted a lot of people. Okay. Would that be it?
Yes.
that'll be all.
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. Next on the agenda, we have update report from Red Clay Consolidated School District regarding the operations of Education Access Channel. Is anyone here to speak to this item?
Yes, Madam Chair, this is Robert Markopoulos.
How you doing?
How are you guys?
Good.
So as you probably already know, as everybody else, it's a little crazy over here with planning to reopen on the hybrid model, phase 2 of our reopening. So between the channel and doing videos for virtual, everything from learning to, back to school nights for everybody, it's been pretty busy. So that's a good news. Just a couple updates. I emailed you earlier about our 3 Emmy nominations. Unfortunately, we did not win, but we're still excited. We had three nominations this year. Our programming is still going. Some of our staple shows are still continuing. We really have never stopped. We found a way to continue doing this. We've been here the whole time. So our Red Clay this month, we have a new episode up, and we're about to launch our second one of the year, which will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Our cooking show is going to be filming in November. We're going to be taking student submissions to our host, so it's socially distanced and safe, and the students are going to challenge our host to make healthy versions of some comfort food that they do at home. So we're going to try to make it educational but still delicious. We'll probably package the food, send it to them so they can taste what mac and cheese made with cauliflower is compared to how mom makes it. Probably not going to be the same, but we'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Our other show, The Good Stuff, which focuses on all good news segments, is almost done for this year so far for the first episode. We have a nutrition segment that focusing on what our nutrition and transportation department has done for the community and the schools. We filmed the Teacher of the Year segment, which we filmed recently, and a Hispanic Heritage Month video that we did in cooperation with Falls Elementary School here in Red Clay. And we have a couple other two. That's right now we have 3 or 4 segments, and that's almost ready to put out. The Soapbox is our show where we have kids that share their voice on which focuses on public speaking and calls out people to speak on issues that affect them in the community. We are actually editing a second one that was done remotely that should be out either today or tomorrow. Our Sunday story time is continuing. We're on season 2, episode 9, which comes out every Sunday night and airs during the week. That's just with the help of Baltz Elementary, who really put it all together, and the 3rd grade teacher, Christina Persanti, who does a great job with that for elementary schools. We continue to open ourselves up to submissions for documentaries from the community. Our one contributor, Khalid Watson, who still does a great job, he is now including himself as we work together and said how we can jazz it up. So he intros his videos now, which is, I think, is a step in the right direction. So now we have context and we see the actual the community member who actually did these videos. So I think that's a great thing too. So he has 2 new submissions that we try to get on, will be on this weekend. And every time he submits to us, we put them out. So that's going on there. We've been airing student town halls that feature student voice. One thing that's a hot topic for everybody is student voice. So we have a couple student town halls. We've had 2 so far since the summer. And then we've also, in conjunction with that, we've partnered with the YMCA, Walnut Street YMCA, to create some promos for them featuring student voice that we've done for them. So they, I think they'll be sharing on their social media. So that was just they asked us to help out, so we were happy to do so. Some other collaborations that we've done over the summer, we've partnered with the DSEA for doing some to share teachers around Delaware to share their lessons via video. We've done that obviously free of charge because it's a partnership we believe in, and we want to continue to share with our teachers no matter where they are. So we have some good science stuff we have out there. We have some opportunities for teachers who are going to come into the studio to share. And also from that, we have a partnership through DSAA with the Wilmington Opera and Wilmington Children's Chorus, which has provided us with videos that they share that we've been combining to make 30-minute shows that we update weekly for the channel. So we have that as new programming as well that teaches children about music and singing. We also continue our partnership with Delaware Children's Museum. We share the content that they've created, and they have been doing a great job all summer and have allowed us to share that on the channel for many people to see. And lastly, the thing that we've been doing for the past month is we had an idea of how, or we're trying to figure out how we could bring students and teachers together in a socially distant but safe way. So we created and retrofitted a bus with Superintendent Green's blessing and Assistant Superintendent Ted Ammons. We took a bus and we designed it. We called it the Education Station. I shared some photos with Tish that she could share with you in a folder to show you what it looks like. We designed the whole thing. EdTV designed the whole thing, so you can see it right there. That goes out to different schools around the city and has pop-up tents on there and chairs and tarps that are specifically designed that are 6 feet apart. And this bus, you see in the back there, that it's a special thing. I'll get to that in 1 second. But the bus goes around and they have pop-up classrooms. That way students and teachers, I know it's not on TV right now. We are filming, in the process of filming everything, but teachers can see their students face-to-face in a socially distant but safe way and have outdoor classrooms. They've been very successful from kindergarten all the way to high school. And the great thing in the back of this bus, if we can go back a couple slides, you can see where it says "Your Voice Matters." In the back of the bus, half of that is a private room that we created called the Student Voice Center, that the back door opens up and kids, parents, teachers can go in there by themselves. We clean it before everyone goes in and everyone comes out, and they watch a short video that tells them, hey, this is a safe place where you can talk about anything that is on your mind that you'd like to share. And we've been capturing videos from, like I said, kindergarten all the way up to high school, and parents and teachers. And it's been really great. We have a couple videos. The first one, I think, is a compilation. If you don't mind watching, you can share, or you can watch on your own time if Tish can cue that up. I don't know if we have that. If not, but we were putting out content, social media, and full shows of students and teachers. Here's one right here, if we can watch that.
During quarantine, I have done a lot of different things. Well, this is so quiet. Actually, no, I haven't. I know some people don't like school, but I'm not that kind of person. I really love school.
I think that Red Clay Schools does a great job at showing up diversity.
I stole my brother's Lego.
One thing that's bothering me today is with my little sister, because I love her and all, but you know, she can get annoying.
We're all the same, and there's no reason for us to be bullying each other.
I love my school because everyone is so inclusive.
I am excited and honored to work for a district that is exploring student voice.
I think boys should like any color they want.
And you should actually love yourself for the life you want to be.
This is the best school bus I've ever seen. Just want to do that.
I like math and all my teachers.
I personally want to go back to school. I don't care if we're like 6 feet apart, wear a mask the whole time.
The thing I'm most excited about for school is to learn, read, and see new things.
I'm just so grateful for Red Clay, and I know my kids will talk about this for years to come.
So as you can see there, that was a compilation from some of the places that we've been to. We had actually single videos. There was a young man there who was talking about bullying. There was a young woman who was talking about you should have the right to wear any color you want, no matter what, if you're a boy or a girl. And those ones will be separate videos as well. So we're going to create a whole library of these to share with everyone. And again, the topics are for anyone. The one thing I found is a lot of times we ask students and young people to say something, but we give them the parameters of what to say. And as adults and myself, I wanted to say, this is your time to speak. So we're going to do that through this bus. And one thing we're hoping to do is do a speaker series. And I talked to Tish about this, about parking this somewhere in the community, inviting community leaders such as yourselves to come out and speak with students and parents, and just create more of an event, and then capture people who are in attendance, their voice. So we can hear what they're saying. We can feel what concerns they have. I think during the world we're in right now, we need to hear that. Everyone has opinions, so let's just hear from some people don't like to talk out in the open, but this gives a safe space for that. So that, I know I've spent a lot of time on that, but that's something it's going on right now, and something we're very excited about. And that's pretty much what we've been doing.
I'd like to just give you kudos on the work you've been doing. I've watched the Good News Show. I watched your show on Sundays. That was really good. And I know Christina working with the elementary school. She's outstanding. And I spoke with the individuals around to the YMCA, and they told me how engaged you're really with them. We're starting working with the youth around there. So I think you're doing a great job, and you keep up the good work. And that bus is, I mean, wow, words can't explain. That's really good.
I appreciate
it. Robert,
that's it.
Madam Chair, if you could just, Robert, please remind all those watching the channel so that we know how to access the TV.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. It is on Comcast channel 965 and on Verizon Fios channel 30.
Right. You should have that. I'm going to recommend the next time you come before us, have a little logo on the right in the back of you. That,
I will do that. I will do that.
Good point.
But thank
Any more questions? Any more statements?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, item C, update report from DETV, third-party operator, TPO, public assets, lease access. Is someone here to speak for that?
Good. That's me. Excuse me. It's Ivan Thomas. I'm sorry, I lost my voice. It's been crazy around here. First of all, let me say hello to everyone and give a awesome shout out to Red Clay and WITN for definitely finding that pivot during this crazy time, especially in media. So what we've been doing and what we discovered March after the last CTV meeting, the governor, we went into lockdown. That stopped all lease access that was coming into the studio. So the number one thing was, how do we pivot? So what we did back on March 15th, was we shot the governor's message. And what it was, let me pull it up real quick. What it was they came in studio and we tried to figure out a way that will allow us to get information out real time across many platforms at the exact same time. So what we did was we sent this stream to, I think we made it available to NBC. It was on 10 different social media platforms and statewide TV live all at the exact same time. So that began, building that, we said, okay, let's reach out to other organizations in the state of Delaware. That way we could get information and keep them connected to their audience. So we did, the Department of Labor with Saran that we did. That was, again, across 10 platforms, their platform, our website. I think it was their website. This right here was just a news piece. The next one that we did was Reach Riverside. And that's coming up right. Okay, we did Reach Riverside. We also did Newcastle County Head Start. A dialogue discussion with Lori Jensen on public discourse. We did the Links of Virtual Town Hall meeting with Dr. Joan Coker. During the time of Mr. Floyd, we came up, thank you, appreciate it. I had to get some tea. We came up with America's Turning Point. And recently, what we've done, I think last week we did Newcastle County Swim with the Sharks and their pitch. And we shot this live in studio. And since they let up a little bit, can you fast forward a little bit? That way they can see that. I don't want to see ads and some. So yeah, this was live on TV, and we shot Teacher of the Year for the Department of Education. That went live last week as well. So with that pivot, we really figured out a way to track our numbers on social media, which we have around about altogether. We have on the DETV page, we have around about over 15,000 followers. On my page, another 5,000, and then another 3,000 people just following me. So we're distribution of information is what we've been focusing on since our pivot. Now, with the lease access people that had the time, we coached some through on how to submit videos, submit their shows to us, and we upload it in the system. That way they still have their time and they still reach the audience. So we've been working. And let me give you I'm building a kitchen show, a cooking show, and let me get a shot of that. It's live in studio. And they're actually in there right now building a kitchen set for us. BKT, Bathroom Kitchens and Tiles, donated a $57,000 kitchen to DETV for this cooking show. So we're looking to keep people informed, entertained, and all the information that they can possibly get through us for Wilmington residents. with a focus on Wilmington residents. So that in a nutshell, that's what we're doing.
That's great. Thanks, Ivan. Take care of your voice.
I have a question about the cooking show.
You had to do the presentation with that voice.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a question about the cooking show. Who is going to do the cooking, and is there a focus for the show? I mean, healthy, Spanish,
great question.
Asian cooking?
Yeah, great question. So our blueprint is a cooking network, right? And in that cooking network, our culinary producer is Chef Dana Herbert, who will be managing and producing that entire network. So there will be a a mix between all types of genres for cooking, Spanish, Italian, guest speakers. What we found out in the early part of the shutdown is how to do live, and I'm talking about, this was early in March, how to do live, call you Skype, present it live on TV, and on social media at the exact same time. So that'll be one way of our distribution, because Chef Dana has a lot of celebrities that we already have contracted with in January to come out and do celebrity cooking shows with that, and others, kids and seniors. So we're definitely it's everything and everybody.
Thank you. Sounds wonderful, because I love food and I love to cook.
Matter of fact, we'll bring you in for a guest appearance.
Oh, thank you.
Ivan, let me ask you a question. How's your lineups working on Sundays with the community? How's that coming on with your church shows and all that? I mean, I see it's coming on, but I think it's something to elaborate on.
No problem. We know Sundays is our heavy day. And so what we had was the primaries going on, and we had a good amount of shows that we produced that just looked amazing for that community block of time. We still have the senior shows on, such as Twin B, Izan Fair, and some others that escapes because that guy behind me handles all the programming. But Sundays are heavy. They're good. We're actually, and check this out, every day between 11 and 12, we play old Western shoot 'em ups, right? Bonanza, Long Ranger. So what we did, starting January 1st, we have DETV's Classic. And what that is, it is a block of time designated to, and we already have the shows, I Love Lucy, Dragnet, Gilligan's Island. Like, we have a whole block of time for the morning for our seniors, for the weekdays.
Hey, Madam Chair, if I may just ask a question.
Sure.
Ivan, you're doing a morning show too with J Street and.
Oh God, yes. I mentioned it to you guys.
Every day?
What you saying?
Is that every day you're doing a morning show?
No. Okay. So our last meeting, you got a picture of the morning show. In the morning, last time we met, I said I was going to create Good Morning Wilmington.
Yeah.
And I did through the summertime, and it was me. And then my staff was like, Ivan, you're doing too much. Like, relax. Yeah. So Naja Nicole and J Street are our personalities. And what we did was every Monday at 10, it is a live morning show, Good Morning Wilmington, that shows everything. They talk about everything like ultra local. That's what's going on in the city of Wilmington, and a little bit of Delaware, but of the rest of Delaware, but bringing it back to Wilmington because that's our home and that's where we're focused at. So we're super excited. Every video that we stream, if you want to see a copy of it, it's actually on our YouTube page. You got a copy of it? Okay. I can actually pull it up. And it's on our YouTube page.
I just want people to know on Monday at 10 a.m. is when that airs, and they should take a look at it. It's very, very innovative, very creative, and it's two local people who are doing a very nice job.
Thank you. I can show you real quick. Here's let me just share my screen. Oh, I can't share the screen. Okay.
That's all right. I don't, well,
Okay.
we did a teaser. Now they have to watch Monday.
It's Monday. So what I would say, and we're also, I just offered for, and we're starting this like soon on social media. If anyone's watching that's a part of a civic association, I'm giving away three free slots for civic associations because I want to make sure that the communities, the neighborhoods can take advantage of like letting people know what's going on. So if you're watching and you want that, or even the council people right now, any information that you need, would like to get out to through Good Morning Wilmington, please let me know because people are watching. We had like, we tracked over 8,000 views the first day. So people are watching.
Right. Do you hear that, Councilmember Gray?
Can you tell me who the community organization should contact if they need to have a Zoom meeting?
Sure. That's Leslie at DETVCH.com.
At DETV.
CH.com.
Thank you.
Hey, Ivan, could you mention your 9 o'clock, since y'all throwing in plugs, what's going to occur this Sunday at 9?
This Sunday, we got the Storm and O show. Hot topic right now in the city is Delaware's basketball. Like who was the greatest, not who was the greatest, but Delaware's greatest players in the city of Wilmington, especially in the city of Wilmington. So that's airing on Storm and Norman's show at 9 o'clock. And right before that, we have
AM or PM?
PM, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
PM. And one of the beauties of the show is when we're going live on social media, I have the power, like when we monitor the feed, I have the power of throwing comments like this up. Doing live comments, that's our hashtag. I'm so Delaware.
Very good.
Okay.
So we could throw live comments up during shows.
Okay. Any more questions?
No.
Council Member Oliver, my hand is up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michelle. I'm sorry. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, Ivan, one of my Civic Association presidents in the 4th District would love to take one of those slots. So what should they do?
Contact Leslie at DETVCH.com and we'll get them prepped to talk to them, speak to them, and we'll get that happen. It's a 15-minute spot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I just wanted
to tell people what's going on. It's more information. It's not a show. Let me, it's a spot to talk about what's going on in the community, in their community.
Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you. So I just wanted to let you know that's one that you can add to your list.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all I have, Councilmember Oliver.
Thank you. Linda, is your hand up again? Councilman Gray?
I guess I had a misunderstanding. I thought these slots were available for community organizations to have their meetings, but you're saying the slot is just for them to get out information.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, no further ado. Lastly, thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Sure. Last, we have the FCC Order Updates. Is anyone here to speak about the item?
Yes. Good afternoon. This is Taylor West from the Law Department. Presentation won't be as exciting as the previous ones that we've heard, but I hope to get through it quickly and painlessly. And so I've been asked to provide an update on the FCC order litigation. I won't be answering any legal questions at this time. However, I would be happy to direct any questions that any of you may have to our outside counsel and provide an answer at a later date. And because I'm uncertain about the last update that you all have received, I'm just going to provide a very, very brief update of all the actions that have taken place up until this point. Some of which have been before the FCC and others are in the U.S. Court of Appeals, so I will do my best to distinguish the two. And so last October, the local government associations filed a motion to stay the third order before the USC. And so at that point, the city did not individually, was not individually named in that action and didn't seek the stay because they didn't want to surrender any of the benefits if Comcast had not yet claimed an offset, which at that time they hadn't. And so the first action that the city of Wilmington joined by name was on October 24th of 2019, in which we filed a petition for review of the FCC's third order. And that was filed in the U.S. Court of Appeals. The stay, and so we, the stay that the local government associations filed with the FCC was in fact denied by the FCC. However, in their denial, they did offer an opinion that was of relevance to us, and they made clear that cable operators must ask for an amendment to the franchise agreement and then negotiate for up to 120 days before offsetting franchise fees. And also that cable operators have a burden of proving the existing franchise agreement violates the order. Now, the Internet and Television Associations did challenge that part of the order that denied the stay and taking issue with the requirement that the operators have to give notice and negotiate before amending the franchise agreement. And so in response to that, the FCC did clarify, and they came back and later said, well, now it's not a strict 120 days, but we have a reasonable period of time to negotiate a resolution. But that 120 days is not unreasonable. And they also further clarified that the cable operator does not, in fact, bear the burden of proving that the franchise term is preempted by the order. And so that was the motion to stay the order that was filed before the FCC. Also back in October, again, as I mentioned, we filed a petition before the U.S. Court of Appeals, in which we argued that the order exceeds the FCC's authority, it's arbitrary and capricious, and an abuse of discretion, and it violates federal law, which includes the Constitution, the Administrative Procedure Act, and the Communications Act. Pending that appeal, we filed a motion also in the U.S. Court of Appeals to stay the order until it was decided on that petition. Arguments were heard, and the court eventually denied our motion to stay the order. So the effect that had was that pending a ruling on our appeal, the order is in fact effective. And so we are currently underway in that litigation in the Sixth Circuit Court. And so a briefing schedule has been determined and has been followed. At this point where we are in that briefing schedule, we have filed our brief that was filed back on May 15th of 2020. The petitioner, who is the FCC, filed their response in August 10th. And we also have interveners on the petitioner's behalf and on the FCC's behalf who have filed supporting briefs. The final brief is due October 26th, so it has not yet been filed. And both parties have requested to have oral arguments on the issue. And so after the final briefs are filed on October 26th, and the court has received them, we will receive further dates for oral arguments. If it would be helpful, I can provide a summary of the arguments that were made in our briefs. Just generally two were made on our behalf, and this is just the overarching arguments. Obviously, there's more sub-arguments, but in our brief before the Sixth Circuit, we argued that cable operator compliance with cable-related franchise requirements does not count against the franchise fee cap. In addition, we argued that the FCC's mixed use rule, the preemption decision in the cable system interpretation, impermissibly cabin local and state authority and are arbitrary and capricious. In response to our petition, the FCC responded by arguing that the commission reasonably determined that cable-related in-kind contributions are in fact franchise fees subject to the statutory franchise fee cap. They also argued that the commission reasonably applied the mixed use rule to all incumbent cable operators, and that the commission lawfully preempted conflicting state and local regulations, and that the commission reasonably applied its franchising rules and decisions to that state level. So again, where we are is that we are following the brief schedule. The last remaining brief is due on October 26th. And from there, we should receive a schedule regarding oral arguments.
I have a question.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Sure. Go ahead,
Okay.
Councilman Gray. I'm sorry.
Thank you. In plain English, if we win, what do we get? If we lose, what will be the effect? With all of this, if we lose, how will it affect us? And if we win this lawsuit, how will it affect us?
So I think to avoid overgeneralizing, it would be helpful for me to allow our counsel to answer that question. And it can be as simple as me sending you all an email, but I don't want to oversimplify and create expectations of what will happen if we win, so to speak, or if we lose. So it will be helpful. I can kind of try to create obtain a very plain summary of what that might look like.
Okay, thank you. And by when do you think we could get that?
I'm assuming it wouldn't take more than a couple days, but again, that would also depend on the availability of our counsel. But I'm assuming at some point next week.
Because I think if the suit is judged against us, we have to pay more money. Is that one of the?
We lose money.
Well, yeah, we lose money, but we have to we will have to pay for things that we were getting free or.
Madam Chair, may I make a comment?
Sure, go ahead, Mr.
I understand Taylor's position, and I think for our fellow commissioners to understand, and everybody watching this to understand, and Taylor, you tell me if I've taken it too far. But essentially what's happening is Washington, the FCC, which is part of what's happening with President Trump in office, the FCC and some of these cable providers are really trampling on what used to be local control. And this has been a constant erosion over the years of whatever agreement was in place. As we're the franchising authority, the city of Wilmington authorizes cable franchises. And they've been trying to eat away at our authority. They've been trying to take away our money. They've been trying to say the cable companies don't owe the local governments any money. And so we're defending our rights here. We're defending our positions that we've been in for years. And it is, we could lose the money that right now supports. We just heard wonderful presentations about Channel 28 public television, Education Television Channel 965, and Government Channel 22. And we could start losing that. We might not have money to support these stations anymore. And that's why you need to vote. Vote on November 3rd.
Thank you. That's what I thought. I thought we would lose money to support the stations, just basically. So that's what we're going for. Thank you very much. And I'll look forward to getting the synopsis from whomever.
Yeah, and I think early on, when our council first came to present to this group, a PowerPoint presentation was sent out, which kind of summarized the implications of the order and the actions that we will be taking. And I think that might also be able to simply answer any questions that you may have.
Could you also send that to me?
Yes, we can recirculate that to the group.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, and I know it's time
Sure.
is of the essence here. Can I just say one last thing?
Sure.
For the council members and for other fellow commissioners, this is the same problem we're having on the small cell technology issue, where the local government is simply trying to protect our rights of way, and you have the FCC, the Trump administration, and the vendors kind of conspiring to erode the local control. So it's all it's all a pattern, and we have to continue to fight for our local rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. West, with that being said, could you just send us a summary to the commission members, please, as you stated earlier, just a short summary, so we have that information. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Next, we have any public comments? I don't see any hands for public comments. I'd like to get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
May I just make one
Sure.
more? All right,
Sure,
I just in closing, I think we're very lucky. We made a wise decision as a city of Wilmington years ago to activate our public, education, and government channels. And we actually have three. We have a wonderful local government station, and we have Red Clay in there and DETV. We're very, very lucky to have three stations operating as well as they are and providing service to the community. And so this commission is part of the reason why we have that. So we have to stay vigilant on that. Okay, thank you.
I appreciate that. And you're so right. So we have to work together. And I think this is a great commission. I'd like to give everybody kudos for working hard on this commission and the members for taking the time out on a Friday. So
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
So move.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you all. Have a good
Bye.
weekend. Sure. Bye-bye.
She did a good job. I need to leave.